Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lesson 4 of our AstroSG astrology course. In our previous lesson, we explored the first three zodiacal axes: Aries Libra, Taurus Scorpio, and Gemini Sagittarius. Today, we will continue our journey through the zodiac by exploring the remaining three axes: Cancer Capricorn, Leo Aquarius, and Virgo Pisces. As we have already seen, the zodiacal axes are based on the principle of polarity. Opposite signs are not enemies, they are complementary expressions of the same evolutionary process. Each axis represents a challenge, an opportunity for growth, and a path toward greater balance and integration. Every zodiacal axis represents a dynamic relationship between complementary forces. Each sign expresses a unique perspective, but neither side of the axis is complete on its own. The purpose of the axis is not to choose one pole and reject the other. Rather, is to understand how these apparently opposite energies can work together. Each axis contains light and shadow, strengths and challenges, and ultimately invites us toward greater integration and self awareness. Our first axis today is Cancer and Capricorn. This axis explores one of the most fundamental dimensions of human life: the relationship between our inner world and our outer responsibilities. Cancer represents emotional life, belonging, and personal roots. Capricorn represents achievement, structure, and our role in society. Together, they ask, how can we honor both our emotional needs and our worldly responsibilities? Cancer is associated with feelings, protection, family, and emotional security. It seeks connection, nurturing, and a sense of belonging. Capricorn is associated with responsibility, discipline, achievement, and social contribution. It seeks structure, purpose, and long term accomplishment. Cancer asks, how do I feel? Capricorn asks, what needs to be done? The challenge of this axis is to unite emotional wisdom with practical responsibility. Every zodiacal energy can be expressed in a balanced and harmonious way or in a state of excess and imbalance. When Cancer is balanced, it nurtures, protects, and creates emotional security. When Cancer becomes imbalanced, sensitivity may become insecurity, emotional dependency, or excessive attachment to the past. When Capricorn is balanced, it provides structure, perseverance, and reliability. When Capricorn becomes imbalanced, responsibility may become rigidity, emotional detachment, or excessive ambition. The goal is not to suppress either energy, but to bring both into balance. So, Cancer learns from Capricorn the importance of confidence, discipline, and practical action. Capricorn learns from Cancer the importance of emotional awareness, sensitivity, and inner fulfillment. When these two energies are integrated, we develop the ability to feel deeply while acting effectively. The balance of these axes can be summarized as feeling and accomplishing. Our second axis today is Leo and Aquarius. This axis explores the relationship between individuality and humanity. It asks, how can I express my uniqueness while contributing to something greater than myself? In this axis of individuality and humanity, Leo represents creativity, self expression, and personal identity. It encourages us to discover and share our unique gifts. Aquarius represents innovation, cooperation, and collective vision. It reminds us that we are part of a larger human family. Leo says, I am, and Aquarius says we are. The challenge is to develop both individuality and collective awareness. Each zodiacal energy can be expressed in a balanced and harmonious way or in a state of excess and imbalance. When Leo is balanced, it expresses creativity, confidence, and generosity. When Leo becomes imbalanced, confidence may become pride, arrogance, or an excessive need for recognition. When Aquarius is balanced, it expresses vision, cooperation, and humanitarian ideals. When Aquarius becomes imbalanced, independence may become emotional detachment or rebellion without a purpose. The challenge is to honor both personal uniqueness and collective responsibility. Leo learns humility, collaboration, and service. Aquarium learns self worth, personal expression, and individual creativity. Together, they teach us that personal radiance and collective contribution are not opposites. They are complementary aspects of human growth. The balance of these axes can be summarized as personal radiance and collective contribution. Our final axis is Virgo and Pisces. This axis explores the relationship between matter and spirit. It asks, how can practical wisdom and spiritual understanding work together? Virgo represents analysis, precision, and practical improvement. It seeks clarity, organization, and useful action. Pisces represents intuition, compassion, and spiritual awareness. It seeks unity, inspiration, and connection with the deeper dimensions of life. Virgo asks, how can this be improved? Pisces asks, what deeper meaning does this serve? Together, they form the bridge between practical reality and spiritual wisdom. So every zodiacal energy can be expressed in a balanced and harmonious way or in a state of excess and imbalance. When Virgo is balanced, it expresses discernment, practicality, and constructive service. When Virgo becomes imbalanced, attention to detail may become criticism, perfectionism, or anxiety. When Pisces is balanced, it expresses compassion, intuition, and spiritual sensitivity. When Pisces becomes imbalanced, openness may become confusion, escapism, or difficulty dealing with practical reality. So, the challenge here is to unite spiritual awareness with practical effectiveness. So, the evolutionary lessons of these axes are that Virgo learns to trust, surrender, and a broader vision. Pisces learns practicality, discipline, and concrete action. Together, they teach us that spirit and matter are not separate realities. The balance of these axes can be summarized as spirit expressed through matter. Let's now have a look at the six zodiacal axes together. Each axis represents a fundamental developmental challenge. Aries Libra is personal identity and relationship. Taurus Scorpio, stability and transformation. Gemini Sagittarius, knowledge and wisdom. Cancer Capricorn, inner security and social achievement. Leo and Aquarius, self-expression and collective contribution. Virgo Pisces, practical work and spiritual vision. Together, these six axes form a symbolic map of human growth. The zodiac teaches us that growth emerges through balance. Each sign contains valuable qualities, but each sign also needs the perspective of its opposite. When opposite forces cooperate instead of compete, consciousness expands. The goal is not perfection, the goal is integration. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in Lesson 5, where we will begin exploring the zodiacal houses and the fields of human experience. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in Lesson 5, where we will begin exploring the zodiacal houses and the fields of human experience.